my district's about the size of the state of New Jersey, is styrene. And interestingly, the science there is also similar, and it's believed that there may be, the National Toxicology Program may be labeling that as a reasonably anticipated carcinogen, although there's, huge debate on that in the science. In fact, most of the science indicates that it's not a problem. So if you could add that to the list, I would greatly appreciate it, looking at that. We actually, it's interesting because my predecessor and Congressman Shadegg wrote a letter last year that details some questions. I'm happy to give you a copy if you'd like. And then I followed up along with Congressman Donnelly this year saying, hey, have you got an answer to these questions? Because the main thrust of those questions were, all right, we have all these jobs that are going to be impacted, and yet the science doesn't seem to back up the ruling. So I do ask you to take a look at that. Also related to jobs, obviously I come from a coal district, and I know that the rest of the committee members are surprised it took me this long to get to coal, but I do come from a coal district, and as we've heard today, there are a lot of regulations out there, and I really wish we could quantify, as Congressman Bilbray was just saying, because we all want clean water, and we all want clean air, and we all want jobs. And what you have to do, is a balance to see whether or not you're getting your bang for your buck. My opinion, as everybody on this committee knows, is that a lot of the regulations proposed and the newer regulations related to the mining of coal have very little positive impact for the environment. I won't say they don't have any, but they have very little at the cost of huge amounts of jobs and the huge usage of coal in the district and in this nation. And one of the things I think is interesting, and I think this applies both to the styrene and the formaldehyde as well, these products are going to be made. The question is, are they made here? Now, if they're causing people cancer, obviously we want to put a stop to it. Some other country wants cancer, that's fine. But the bottom line is, when you talk about coal and you talk about some of the things, one of the things I found interesting, we've had some testimony here, that we actually may be creating a worse problem with coal by shipping the jobs overseas. We're still using the products. They're still coming back here. They're being made in China and Kazakhstan and India and you name it. Places that I didn't know about when I was in high school that now are on the map and are competitors of ours. And we're shipping our coal over there, and they're shipping our their air pollution back to us, because, as you know, it only takes a few days, 10 days according to a NASA study, to get from the air to go from the Gobi Desert to the eastern shore of Virginia. And as a result of that, I'm concerned that not only are we getting a small bang for our buck on the regulations that are proposed and that are coming out, and that have some that are already implemented, but we're actually increasing the air pollution in the United States by shipping these jobs off to countries where they don't have even the reasonable regulations that I think everybody would agree the Clean Air Act did bring us in its early days. And so I think we have to be very, very careful with what we're doing, and we're using the Clean Water Act to actually, I think, in my opinion, and some others who've testified here, inadvertently, with good intentions, dirty our air. Thank you. I yield back my time.
Gentleman yields back his time. Mr. Bilbray, you had a point of order? Or?
I just want to point out that I agree with you about the fact that we're here to implement the law, and sometimes there's problems. And God knows at Air Resources Board, I didn't want to touch clones and hairsprays for